So, Screencastify has some really interesting new features, including interactive questions. So, I'm here in my recordings. I went to the 3 lines, and I'm going to just pick a video that I recorded last year. So, you can add this functionality to any of the videos that you have recorded already. So, here I am, and I was explaining how to use Jamboard. So right now it's private only to me because I published this on YouTube, but I really want to create interactive questions. So I'm just going to go to advanced features, click interactive questions. It will open up a new screen. I'll have to sign in again. All right, so I will go through the timeline and I'll go, okay. Oh, it's still processing. So you'll have to wait just for a couple of minutes until it processes, or you can watch it as it goes, which is probably not a bad idea. In this case, I recorded it last year. So just say I wanted to add a question here at 2026. So you'll notice that as you're rewatching, it will prompt you to add a question at a certain time. So, okay, I'm going to add a question right now. And the question is, how might you use Jamboard? Time in the video is here, but you can change it. Answer 1. And I can put as many correct as possible. So interactive lesson. It will only let me do one answer as correct. So it is multiple choice and you can only do one answer. So in this case, it's not the perfect question to ask because you would need a more open-ended question. Okay, so I've added some nonsensical questions because I realized this was not a good question. And then I'm just going to hit save. And the question was created. And then I can keep moving. I can add as many questions as I want to this. And just a reminder that this is a multiple choice kind of question. So it's perfect if you have just created a video tutorial for your students or explained a concept and you want to just check for understanding. Okay, so I'm going to add a question. So here's a question which is not correct, and all of the answers are here, and then this would be the correct answer. The one thing you need to notice is that you only have 25 characters for this as well, so that's another kind of limitation. And then you only need to have 2 answers. So if you wanted to do a true or false here, you could totally do that as well. Okay, and I'm going to save, and then I'm going to share. So I'm going to copy the watch page link, or I'm going to share to Google Classroom. The great thing about sharing to Google Classroom, if you use it, obviously if you use D2L, you can only share the watch link. So I would just select the Google Classroom from my list. And it will bring up all the Google Classrooms that you are associated with, and you would just select it. If you wanted to do the watch, you would just copy the watch page and share it with your students. So I'm going to throw that in another tab just so you see what that looks like. So this is what you would give students. They are going to need to sign in. And the reason they're going to need to sign in is because I'm mucked up. So I'm going to go back to that and I'm going to change this to anyone with this link or anyone in this organization, and I'm going to track views by email address. So the idea is you want to know what students are answering what. But if you don't necessarily, then you can change it and just go anonymously. So the kids don't actually need to sign in. But in this case, we did ask them to sign in with their email address. Your choice, whatever you choose to do, but that's why it's asking me to sign in with Google to watch it. And there it is. All right. And I think I asked quite quickly. Yeah, so see the little gray dots? That's indicating that there is a question there. Okay. And so I need to click on it, and you need to tell your students to click on it, and then it gives you the ability to do that, and then the students submit their answer, and it's correct. And I continue, and I go to the next one, and it is not connected to Google Slides, so I'm going to submit and continue, and then continue to watch the video. Now you're going to notice back in my screen, if I refresh this, it says one viewer. I click on the viewer list, and I can take a look at the interactive questions. I can go to the response, and it shows me that Jennifer Casa-Todd got them correct. Okay, so again, if I were back on I just want to show you, like, if you lose track of it, how you would go about doing that. So you would go to the three dots, you would go to My Recordings, you would find the video. In this case, it was the jam session. I have lots of videos. Google Jamboard. I'm going to click on that. And you'll notice it's up to date. The viewers are there. When I go to the interactive questions, it's going to show me the responses, however many responses. Oops. And I can continue to add questions if I wanted to, but at this point you've already shared it. So that is how you use the interactive feature on, and this is the list view, so you can edit the question right in here without having to go through the same thing. So that might be very useful to you as you attempt to teach your students in person and online. Students would just require access to the internet and to this link to view the video.